Now that we have successfully deployed on the app server, the Tomcat app server, we want to take it a step further. And what do? We need to install a web server to allow visitors to our website access our website. To do this, I want to go to my SSH client and run sudo yum, because I'm using a Red Hat server, Red Hat instance, install HTTPD. I want to install an Apache web server. Okay, I'll say yes to the question. While this is loading, I want to make sure that I have port 80 open up here. Okay, let's check security group. Let's go to my instances. Let me be sure I'm in the appropriate place. Okay, let's come here and let's go to security group. I want to make sure port 80 is open because HTTPD web servers listen to port 80. Okay, let's add row port 80 and set the magnifying lens at 0.0.0/0. Now, before we save this, let's see, we'll come back to saving this, but we want to see what happens, right? So now that we have this, okay, let's just save that, okay? Let's save this. So the first step is to install. Then we proceed to go into our server and ensure that port 80 is open. Now, after doing that, what should we do? We need to come back to the SSH client and make sure we start, right? We start sudo systemctl start HTTPD. Okay, we want to make sure we start HTTPD. Okay, now that we've done this, what we need to do is to go online. Let's extract our public IP address. ifconfig.co. So let's extract our public IP address. Now that we have this, let's see what we get. Okay, we go back to the browser. On the browser, let's do this and see what we'll get. 80. Now we get this test page. So this page is used to test the proper operation of the HTTP server after it has been installed. Okay, so it shows that our installation was successful. But what will I do? I'm the system administrator. I want to copy this, right? I want to copy this and take the next steps. What do we have here? This is the default page. But if we don't want this to show up, right, when we are working, when visitors visit the site, there are some things we need to do. Okay, there are some very important things we need to do. Otherwise, this page is what we'll keep getting. Okay, so now it's important. Copy this. Let's open up a notepad. so we can refer to it when we need to. Notepad, we want to copy this on a notepad. Notepad. Okay, put this on the notepad. Okay, I'll save this on the notepad. Then we call it web saver. Web saver, Apache, web saver guide. Let me call it web saver guide. Okay, so now that we have this saved up, let's see what we need to do. The first thing we need to do is to add a content to this directory called var www/html. So I want to copy this, right, to the SSH client to make a directory called index.html, right? This index.html is going to be the website that will be displayed when visitors go to the website. Okay, now I come in here, let's clear. I come in here, I want to vi, let's cd into that directory, right? While we are in the directory, I want to vi into a file because this is a /var directory. I want to use sudo, right? I want to vi into a file called index.html. Index.html. This is the file. Okay. I want to vi into this file, index.html. Let me vim. Okay. Now that I'm in here, I want to put in some simple HTML code, right? Just to show that our website is in progress. I want to do this, right? I want to say, thanks for visiting. Right? I want to say, thanks for visiting. And I want to also use the same fonts. Okay. Let's use the same fonts. Our developers are working to get this site ready, something like this. Okay. So this is a .html script. Okay. I want to say /run, right? Then I close it. Okay. So now that we have this, we may save this and see what we get, right? Now we've done this. Now let's see what we get when we go back to the browser. Let's go back to the browser and see what we get. So now I want to refresh this page. Let's see. Thanks for visiting. Our developers are working to get this site ready.